Yeah, I already told sir that
You can repeat.
sir is a senior secretary in Government of India. Sir's name is Sri Durga Shankar Mishra, Secretary, Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India. Now sir will speak.
Okay. I came last night and today I visited the Integrated Command and Control Center, which is housed in the Municipal Corporation Office of Chennai. And some of you are there. This Integrated Command and Control Center is like the brain and the nervous system of the city. And it is going to provide so many benefits to the whole city and to the citizens of this city. For example, the flood control measures. I mean, they have got cameras on all places which are prone to getting the floods. So they are monitoring the water level, they are monitoring how this is moving, and they can take timely action so that the people's life and the properties are not impacted. They are also monitoring the water, the rainwater, how much of rainwater is coming and so much rainwater, what kind of, how you can capture all that rainwater, what utility you can make out of that. They are also capturing information on the waste, solid waste. They are using it for the public grievances. This integrated command and control center has got a huge possibility. I mean, this can work like anything you can think of, whether it is the waste, sanitation, water, sewer, traffic system, traffic control, even the messaging to the people, crowd control, safety, security, all these aspects related to citizens that can be captured there and it can be utilized for the best use of the citizens. The health services, education services, these are plenty of things. Like a human being, once you have a brain and a nervous system, you can do so many things. So this integrated command and control center can do it. And I'm also happy to share with you that today in the review I've been told that 10 other smart cities of Tamil Nadu, they are all ready to get their integrated command and control centers started in next couple of weeks. Very soon, the foundation will be laid for the integrated command and control center for the 10 other cities, and they will have this kind of facility which has proved so well during our COVID-19 also. Well, just now I had a review of all our missions, the flagship missions of the urban areas. Tamil Nadu is one of the most urbanized state in the country. It has got almost like 50% of the urban population in Tamil Nadu was already urban in 2011 census. When we go for the next census, this number is going to go further up. And definitely with this, all the flagship mission, whether it's Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, Atal Mission for Urban Rejuvenation and Transformation, Smart City Mission, Housing for All, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, National Urban Livelihood Mission, for every mission, the total investment in Tamil Nadu is going to be quite high. I have just seen something to the tune of nearly 1.6 lakhs crores. That is the investment which has come in the last 6 years through the urban space. I mean, let me take you through the specific programs like Amrut scheme. Over 12,000 crore investment in the water, sewer, drainage, some kind of a greening spaces. All these investment has come. I am very happy to share with you that almost all 100% of the works are either completed or grounded. I mean, I have been told that 11 cities are going to have 100%. I mean, every citizen will have 135 liter per day water supply, potable water supply available. 12 cities are going to have the sewer system, and the city is going to have, I mean, all these 28 of our Abru cities, they are going to have a good community spaces, green spaces. So a lot of work is are completed and are going to be completed in next 1 year or so. I mean, you may be aware that in city of Chennai itself, some of the projects which I am going to visit tomorrow, under the Amrut, the sewer water has been converted into such good quality of water, which is a potable quality, and that is being used for the industrial purposes. Uh, Next is our scheme for Atal mission. After this Atal mission, the next is the smart city mission. Under the smart city mission, the total investment is more than 12,000 crores, and already the work of nearly 4,000 crore has been done. The balance work, most of the work are either grounded or going to be grounded in the next 1 month or so. I think in next couple of years, already you must have seen in the city of Chennai, in the Pondi Bazar, the kind of change which has made difference to the walking area, to the people's conveniences, to the various other projects which have been undertaken by the smart city Chennai, by Coimbatore, the lake city, by other cities, the Salem city. So many projects have been taken which are impacting the citizens' life. The smart cities are there to improve the quality of life, they are to improve the sustainability, and they are going to improve the economic ability of the city. The total livelihood opportunities are going to be definitely going up in these cities. The third scheme, which is our Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. Under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, all 664 cities have been declared ODF, open defecation free. I have been told that nearly 250 cities have been declared ODF plus, and the balance cities are in the process of going to be declared. I mean, they have already received the ODF plus level, and they are under verification process. I have been told that very soon they are working on making all 664 cities ODF plus plus. That means all the fecal sludge which is being generated through the number of toilets which have been constructed either in the individual household or in the community or in the public domain, in the public toilets, they will be, I mean, the facilities will be there to evacuate that, to transport that, and to either co-treat them or to treat them. I have been told that more than 250 of the fecal sludge and septage management projects have been taken up by the state government. I mean, under the Amrut scheme. Under the Amrut scheme, they are going to cover all the cities. And very soon, you are aware that our finance minister in the budget speech had announced about the Jal Jeevan Mission. This Jal Jeevan Mission is going to make every city, all 64 cities, water secure, so that the water level, I mean, who other than the city of Chennai, which was water stressed few years back, now they have been able to address that. Now every city should be able to address that, making the water balance plan for every city, making sure that every drop of water is properly used and every household gets a water tap connection under the Jal Jeevan Mission. Under the even Swachh Bharat Mission, the Honorable Finance Minister had announced about the Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0, and our vision is in the next 4 to 5 years, every city not only becomes ODA plus but water plus. No water goes to the any kind of a water body. So we are going to work on this. I have discussed with the officers here the strategy and how to work on that, making every city at least 3-star. Tamil Nadu, right now there is not a single city which is star rated, but they are going to work. I mean, our officers have committed to me that they are going to work on this to make in next 1 or 2 years every city at least 1-star or 3-star or 5-star. So they are working on this Swachh Bharat Mission. On the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, I am very happy to share with you that the state has already got 100% its demand sanctioned, which is more than 7 lakhs. So 100% of the demand under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana by those who are the economically weaker section, by the lower income group and even the middle income group, they are covered under the or credit linked subsidy scheme. The demand have been sanctioned. Other than nearly 30,000 houses, all other houses are grounded for construction. Nearly 6,70,000 houses are already grounded. And the number of houses which are already delivered under the affordable housing scheme and other schemes, I mean the total number of houses, I think something close to around 2.5 lakhs houses are already completed and delivered. And I am very happy to share with you that Tamil Nadu, through a competition in a challenge mode, they got this global housing technology challenge. We have got the 6 new technology which were not there in India. Now we are going to embrace that and make it as an Indian technology. One of the lighthouse project is coming up in your city of Chennai, and this kind of a project which is going to deliver more than 1,000 houses in less than 1 year. Less than 1 year. And this is the new technology. I mean, I have also requested the state government that this technology should be further promoted in all other work, whether it is the housing, industry or commercial, institutional, any kind of building. We should go for adopting this kind of a new technology, which is resource efficient, it uses minimum water, it damages, there is a minimum damage to the environment, it is cost effective and very rapid. I mean, you can construct the houses in 6 to 8 months. So this kind of a technology is a new technology to India. I think this you are going to observe, and not only you, the whole country is going to observe this. We are going to register large number of students, the practitioners from the government, from the private sector, state government, central government, the academia, the professors and the lecturers, they will all be registered and they will all be visiting either on site or through the webcasting. So this is going to be webcasted globally. People are going to watch how this technology is going to perform. Under the affordable rental housing complexes, which is a new scheme which was launched during the COVID period. I mean, when the whole world was facing the challenges of the COVID, Government of India came with a scheme which is for the first time in the country to get affordable rental housing for the poor, those who are the urban migrant and the urban poor, or even the students who are coming to study from faraway places, from the villages or from the small towns, to get accommodation at a affordable rates. This also, I have been told something like 35,000 affordable rental housing complexes are, I mean, the interest have been shown by different parties in the state of Tamil Nadu in different cities, and I am sure with the pursuance of the state government, such complexes will come up in next couple of years. Once they come up, they are going to be major contributor toward helping the urban poor, helping the urban migrant to live, have a very dignified life and pursue whatever they want to do in the cities. Under the National Urban Livelihood Mission, I have been told that nearly more than 70,000 self-help groups have been formed, and a large number of them have been funded. The revolving fund has been given to them, and they are the one who are in. I mean, this is to improve their livelihood opportunities. They are contributing towards various kinds of things. Their skills have been upgraded, and they are contributing to various things. Their products are being sold through our 54 city livelihood centers, and also through the Amazon and the Flipkart. I mean, some of them is already there on the Amazon and the Flipkart. Others, I have requested the state government to make sure that all of them come to the e-commerce portal so that their movement is there in their products, and they improve their livelihood opportunities. On the Pradhan Mantri Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi, PM Swanidhi, which is another new scheme which came during COVID-19. The scheme which was launched only on 2nd of July. It has just completed around 7 months. More than 37 lakhs applications have already been filed across the country. Almost like 20 lakhs have been sanctioned. Over 14 lakhs have been released. So this is a huge traction across the country. In the state of Tamil Nadu, the total target which was identified to be nearly 2.6 lakhs. They have already got more than 2.7 lakh applications submitted to the banks. Over 90,000 applications have already been sanctioned. Over 45,000 applications have been already disbursed. I mean, this means nearly 4.5 crore rupees has already gone to the street vendors. And the Honorable Prime Minister's vision is not only to give them 10,000 rupees as a working capital, but once they repay, I mean, the scheme has been so structured that if they repay their loans in time, they get 7% of the interest subsidy. And if they use the digital payment mode, and every month they are able to generate minimum 200 digital payment total transactions, they get 100 rupees directly into their account. It's a completely IT based. There is no human intervention. The moment you cross 50 transactions, you get some money. You cross 100 transactions, you get some money. If you cross 200 transactions, you get 100 rupees in your account directly. You don't need to approach anybody. If you repay your loan in time, you get 7% interest subsidy in your account directly. And once this is done, that means this 10,000 rupees is for free. There is no interest on it. Whatever may be the bank interest, that is already annulled. And not only this, but once you do this over a period of 1 year, the next year you get 20,000 rupees. Next year you get 50,000 rupees. That means your margins go on increasing. We are also promoting maybe digital. I mean the digital to make them, to get them connected to our economy through the digital mode. We are also doing the socio-economic profiling of all these people, and I don't have the figures right now, but through the social economic profiling, the street vendors directly being without, they don't have to approach any offices. They don't have to go and submit application. Automatically their applications are submitted to the relevant offices and they will get benefit under the various programs of the Government of India or also even the state government programs and state government schemes. So that is a all round. The Prime Minister, you must have heard at different forums, Honorable Prime Minister's focus is to make these street vendors who are very important part of the economy, and they were being harassed through the loan taken from the private sector as much as 500 and 1000% of interest loan. They are getting their working capital for free, and there is no interest at all. Almost if they follow the routine, and then they are improved economically through the various other schemes. The last thing which I would like to mention, in the state of Tamil Nadu, Chennai, you have already got the Government of India assisted the state government through assistance of over 18,000 crore for the Chennai Metro Line 1, which is around 45 kilometers. This 45 kilometer line is already working, and more than 1.5 lakh people were benefited by this every day pre-COVID. Right now the figure is around 30,000 plus. Another line, 9 kilometer from the Wassermanpet to Vimko Nagar, which is 9 kilometer, that is going to be inaugurated tomorrow by the Honorable Prime Minister. And once this is inaugurated, this is going to cover most important the northern areas where a lot of industries are there, lot of population is living in that area. I think the total ridership will go up to almost like 3 lakh to 3.5 lakhs in very soon once the restrictions of COVID are lifted. So the total ridership may go around 3 to 3.5 lakhs. We have already, you must have heard, Honorable Home Minister laid foundation of the Chennai Metro Line 2, Metro Phase 2. Chennai Metro Phase 2 is around 119 kilometers. So this 119 kilometers, 45 kilometers plus 9 kilometers, once this whole network is ready in the next 5 to 6 years, I think the whole city of Chennai, in the morning I had a board meeting with the officers in the Chennai Metro Rail Corporation, which is leading all this metro thing. So then the whole city will have a very good.
செய்திகளை உடனுக்குடன் தெரிந்து கொள்ள டோக்கியோ 24/7 சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. பக்கத்துல இருக்க பெல் பட்டனை கிளிக் பண்ண மறந்துடாதீங்க.